What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell so you get notified when we drop these babies on an almost daily basis. I asked Google to find me 10 beaten down software stocks, and number 2 is Salesforce. Let's get into it. So Salesforce, ticker CRM. The first thing I noticed right off the bat, here we're looking at the monthly chart of Salesforce, is that it seems to be obeying an invisible line here. And so we're just going to go ahead and make that line visible. And let's see how far back it goes. So right now we got 2011, right? And that's pretty much it. Okay, so now we got one level there. And the slopey boys, I'm not a huge fan of them, honestly, but we will notice that there's a price action pivot here. And here, so this is definitely a zone that we want to look into. So what I'm going to do is drop a ray right here at the highest one, and I will drop another one here, 161.19. Yeah, that's the other highest one. So, and we're going to use that as our, and wouldn't you know it, resistance here, support over here. So that's kind of the way things go. And then you've got, obviously a confluence here. So, and I bet if I pull a fib from here to here, this is probably around the 786. What do y'all think? So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, pretty close, right? So 369 on the dot. And we're just going to pull it all the way out. There we go. Bam. So the bodies of the candles pretty much end right there at the 786, which is a good sign for Salesforce and a pretty good sign for us if we want to buy. But again, just like yesterday on Adobe, what do we want to see if we are going to be holding Salesforce and actually be able to sleep at night? This wick down here on the monthly, I'm less than thrilled about that. So let's go into the weekly and see what we're actually looking at here. If you really wanted to split hairs, you could say high or low. I'm going to go ahead and say double bottom. A trend reversal here is not off the table at all. If we're going to be looking at all these software stocks, a lot of them are going to be going through the same things. Now, team jumped the gun a little bit. We'll look at that another day. Snowflake, I'm not sure yet. GitLab, I'm actually pretty excited about because as you guys may have noticed, using Claude, you're using maybe your terminal a little bit more, trying to do things with OpenClaw, you'll notice that a lot of things that you need, like API keys and things of that nature, are on a website called GitHub. And if you haven't heard GitHub in your life, you've probably heard it 10 or 20 times this year. That one will be fun to get into. But back to Salesforce, you got to keep this thing quick. So just like we were saying with Adobe, you want to see higher highs, higher lows. And then, this seems to be a level here. If you look over to the left, you see it's got, ding, 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 another one of those invisible levels. So in all likelihood, it would probably ram into this, and it could do one of these, get you a little bull flag going, and then bam, retrace, and then you're off to the races, is your dream scenario, right? I'm not saying this is going to happen, but this is just your example. So the next thing you can tell is that Salesforce is probably going to run into some trouble around here and here. For now, that's probably why this wicked down, because you have this level right here. Yeah, you can go all the way back to here. So let's change this one to, all right. So you see it's almost wicked all the way back down to here. So if you want to, you can go over to the daily, and this is where you've been having trouble. This is what you're going to have to get through if Salesforce wants to go up from here. So what you really want to see at this point is a weekly close. So you want this candle to close, to go back above here and close, preferably green or blue in my case, above this yellow line. Once you have that, that's good sign number 1. And then you put in another candle above this line, and preferably above wherever the body of this candle closes above this line, so that you get 2 closes above this line and the second close above the first weekly close. And then CRM is likely, probably headed up, right? No guarantees in this game. So that is Salesforce CRM, guys. If you got value out of the video, please go ahead and hit the like button. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified when we drop these babies on an almost everyday basis. YouTube thinks you'll like this video next, so I'll see you over there.